Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time, okay girl? I know, since I posted a video. If you have not watched my music already, Passenger Princess, you should go and watch the video. It was my first single, debut single music out. The second one is coming, it's on the way. Had some issues with it, but it's gonna get done, yeah? Okay, so today I just really wanted to talk about perfectionism because I'm a perfectionist like by nature, and I always want things to be right, sound right, look right. Even with music, that's why it took me so long to release the debut single. And even though I love the debut single, I'm like, it could be better. I feel like every time anything can be better. But sometimes that can create issues when you're trying to, pursue your dreams and goals. So I just want to talk about what are some key topics we can talk about unlearning the negative aspects of being a perfectionist. So if you see me look down, it's because I have my notes. I want to make sure I'm on topic and we don't take too long for the video. So let's get straight into it. When we think about perfectionism, what is perfectionism? What is being perfect? We know, right? You want to make sure everything is right, everything down to the T. And I want to use a lot of examples about music because that's what my channel is about. It's about my artist development journey and music and dancing and everything and figuring out who I am, becoming who I am as a woman, So the main first point that we're going to go into is that perfectionism is the killer of dreams and productivity. And I say that because when you think about wanting to make sure everything is right, think about how many times have you started something and not finished it? Or how many times are you like, oh, I have this really good idea and I want to do it and I want to do it, but then you talk yourself out of doing it, or you talk yourself out of pursuing it, or even posting it, or whatever the case may be, because you think it's not perfect. You think you're not ready. And it's like, I'm learning that it's beauty in the journey and in being real and the rawness and the not knowing instead of being perfect every single time. So some key tips that you can do to help you in terms of to be more productive and not be so stuck on perfectionism is really think about your dreams matter. You matter. So why are you letting perfectionism stop you from going after the things you want to go after? If time passes by, a year or two from now, will you still be happy? Will you still be like, oh, I did all the things I wanted to do? Or will you look back and have regret and wish like, dang, everyone else is doing it. And you're like, I don't even know how they're doing that, because that thing, like, you found so many little errors that would be errors to you, but it's not to them, and they're pursuing it and they're getting farther than you are because you're so concerned with being perfect. And I struggle with this too. I do. And it's because I'm just so used to doing things a certain way. I have high expectations for myself. And so I seen a post of a woman was saying like, perfectionism is rooted in the fear of not being good enough. And I would have to disagree. At least for me, I would say perfectionism isn't rooted in the fear of not being good enough. It's rooted in wanting to be the best version of yourself. Because for me, when it comes to music, when I create music, I don't know a lot about production. I'm still learning. That's why if my song sounds the way it does, I'm still learning. The lyrics, I got it. I write my own lyrics. I've been doing it since I was like 10, writing my own songs. So that's never really the issue. But learning how to if there's reverb here, you want to turn this down, turn this up. How is the quality of the recording supposed to sound? All of these things. And some people use auto-tune, some people don't. It's so much stuff that goes into production that you have to learn. And yes, I do go to studios and go to people, but I go what's in my brackets, what I can afford right now. And that's, great things and great people. But it's also like I'm giving myself grace, and you have to learn to give yourself grace. So that takes me to the second point. The second point is, why do you want to be perfect? Why? What's your why behind being perfect? All the time, we always are like, do you want to be perfect because that's the expectation you have for yourself? Or do you want to be perfect because other people are telling you you need to be perfect? What's the drive coming from being perfect? So remember your why. Why do you want to be perfect? And delete that out of your mind. And then remember your why of why you do what you do. Why do you post? Why do you want to be this big household music name, this global star icon? Why? Why do you want to start that business? Like, why do you want to be the best producer you can be? Why do you want to be the best dancer? Like, why? You have to remember your why, because even in moments where it's like you look a mess or you fail, it's going to keep you going. I remember, guys, I took this dance class and it was out of my like comfort zone of what I'm used to dancing, because I'm a trained dancer professionally, and most of my training is in contemporary and ballet. But I love commercial dance and hip hop, and I have some hip hop experience too. But I took this class at a well-known studio, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna kill it. And it was an audition too, and I was like, that's the tea. So when I got there, I had a good time. I did it. Y'all, I remember the whole choreography while we were learning it. Why, when it was time to perform the choreography, and the artist was in the room, guys. Like, I'm an artist and I will be casting soon. The artist was in the room and she was like, very nice, I won't say. She was very nice, very beautiful, okay? She stepping. And it was like, y'all, every time I had to perform the choreo, I had 3 chances to perform the choreo and I forgot it each time. Like, I was doing so good and I would get to a point and my brain would go blank. And there was a point like I was able to pick back up and keep going because I remembered what was next from seeing the other people, but still. So those are moments where I mean, like, would I have wanted to be perfect? Yes. I intentionally didn't beat myself up afterwards. Was I mad at myself? Yes. Who would it be? I'm a trained dancer. I'm a professional. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't mess up, but I also had to give myself grace to know, like, I'm human. Like, being perfect is not being human. So it is okay to mess up. It's okay to be like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just still gonna do it. Like, it's okay if you guys are looking at my songs and my images and my videos and it's like, I can't figure out her branding. I can't figure out, I'm figuring it out. Okay? I'm not perfect. I'm figuring it out. So it's like, even in those moments, you still have to remember your why. Again, my why wasn't like, oh, I just want to be the best in this class today. No, my why is I want to be the best that I can be. And taking this class was a part of my journey to break out of my comfort zone so I can reach the best level of myself. So you guys just have to, like, remember, why do you do what you do? It's not I want to be perfect. You want to be the best version you can be. And remember to give yourself grace. You're just human. That brings us to point 3, okay? Point 3 is everyone is figuring it out. You are not alone, okay? It's like, so many people are like, oh, I'm just going for it. I'm just winging it. I'm just doing what I know. And yes, it does seem like some people have it figured out. I see people and I'm like, dang, I want to learn from them. Like, I don't get mad. I'm like, teach me, teach me. I want to get better. I want to know. And so it's like, when you think about that and you're trying to figure everything out, just know that there was a period where they had to struggle, where they had to make mistakes. That's a part of life. You can't be better without making mistakes. So it's like when you compare yourself like, oh, they're so perfect and I'm not perfect and they have everything figured out. You don't know what they have going on. You know what people show, what people post. And it's also like they're still figuring out on what they're doing. They're just not as concerned with being perfect all the time. They're not as concerned with the fear of judgment. Let's really get into that, because perfectionism can be a part of the fear of judgment. Like, you know you're good enough, but you don't want people to, like, be mean to you. You don't want people to say, like, crazy things to you. And that may not be the truth for everybody, but I'm learning to not care what people have to say. Is there a part of me that cares a little bit? I'm human. But am I going to let someone else's opinion of me stop what I'm doing? Or stop me from reaching my goals and dreams? No. Because when you get there, everybody's going to be like, oh, congratulations. I knew you were going to make it. I knew it. I just knew. I knew her before she was famous. I knew her, all of this stuff. It's like, but you wasn't liking that video when I was posting it, though. So it's like, just do what you want. Go after it. Everyone's figuring it out. You are not alone, okay? And it's also, you can also document the journey of you figuring it out. Like I'm doing, because I don't know. Like, I don't know. Do I watch videos? Do I watch master classes? Do I go to them? Do I network? Yes. You should always be doing things to get better, and I know that stuff. But still, part of me sometimes, you learn by doing. I do. I learn by doing. Yes, people can tell me all day, great, 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 and I will incorporate that into what I do, but I learn by doing. This is my doing. So let's talk about point 4, which is the positives of perfectionism. Because we've been talking about negative, how to do this, how to do that. We talked about perfectionism is the killer of dreams and productivity. We talked about why do you want to be perfect? What's your why? Always remember your why when you think about being perfect. And everyone's figuring it out because you're not alone. And now we're going to talk about some of the benefits of perfectionism, because it's not all bad. Everyone always likes to put negative connotations behind wanting to be perfect or perfectionism. And I think that's not always true. There are some benefits to it as well. So you can think about, like, for me, I just graduated school. Definitely being a perfectionist and wanting things to be right helped me. With all the clients that I had in school and having to consult for them and do different things for them, I wanted things to be right. That's why I always ended with great positive relationships, positive feedback. Were there times that I messed up? Yeah, I'm human. You know, if you don't know something, just say you don't know, but you're open to figuring it out and learning how to do it. So the positives of that is it makes sure that things get done a certain way. Another positive is if you're doing music like me, you know that your album, when you put it out, maybe your singles are a little because you're still learning the production, but when you get to that album or that EP, you know it's going to be right. You know you put artistry into your music and your songs, and there's a storyline to how your music is lined up because you are perfectionism. And that goes into, that just shows your passion, how much you really, really care about what it is that you do. So it's not always negatives. I think if you are perfectionist, you should take it, but remember to give yourself grace. Because you should take it because you know that everything you produce and you put out will be excellence. Like, I have a standard for myself. I don't want to do something unless it's good. Yes, you can start something, but I also saw another rule from someone who said that they started something, and for them, they only do it to 80%. And then they move on and let it go. Because the perfectionism in them will keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going to it's 100%, and then it will never be done. And they'll never post it, or they'll never pursue it, or they'll never do it. And that's so true. Because if you're a perfectionist, you know, I'm very sure that something is on your computer, in your notebook, on your phone, an idea, anything that you have that you started, that you really, really want to put out, or you want to do, or you want to go for, but you haven't because you feel like it's not right. That's how I felt too. That's how I felt for so long. And there are still moments where I'm like, I don't know if this is perfect. I don't know. Like, I'm like, my outfit, I put this on because I like it. But if somebody else may be like, oh, she needs to do this, or her makeup is this or that. But to me, I look great. So it's like the same thing. Your music is fine. You are fine. Like, you have to give yourself grace for where you are in your journey right now. Perfectionism, it's going to kill that dream. Because you're going to always say, oh, this isn't perfect. Oh, this isn't perfect. I need to go back. Oh, this isn't perfect. It's never going to be. Even when you have a business and you're starting, you're figuring that business out. It's never going to be perfect. So it's like, make sure it's good enough. It's above average. It's above average for your standards that you have for yourself. Everything else, you can't judge yourself on things that you don't know. If you don't know it, you don't know it. Like, I don't know everything about production, so I can't judge myself to be like, dang, that signed artist, her album sounds so good, or that single sounds so good, and my single doesn't sound like that. It's good. The lyrics are good. The verbiage is good. The chorus, the hook, everything. It has a good cadence to it. The melody's good. But production-wise, I can't get it to sound like that. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Do the best that you can do at that moment with what you know. And know that that is good enough. Because your journey is more important than the destination. And plus your friends, your fans, your friends, your haters, everybody in between, they're going to want to be a part of the journey. And then when you make it, when we make it, then they're going to be able to look back and really see that you did that. So people will feel like they have been a part of your journey with you. They know you. Even if they weren't on the journey at that time with you, you still have the documentation for yourself and for others. But again, just to wrap up, so we all know that the negatives for positives of perfectionism when it comes specifically to life or just personal and business pursuits that you have. Remember, the first point was perfectionism is the killer of dreams and productivity. So please make sure to give yourself grace. Second tip is to remember your why. Why do you want to be perfect? Where does that stem from? And remember your why of why you do what you do. Because you matter, and that will keep you going even when you mess up at big times. Number 3 is to remember that everyone is figuring it out. You're not alone. I'm figuring it out with you. If it makes you feel better, you are not alone. Everyone's doing it together. And number 4, there are positives of perfectionism. You will always meet your standard of excellence and quality. But remember, you can only do that based off of what you know today. You can't judge yourself for something you don't know. And even if you don't know how to do it, continue to learn how to do it. But don't let that stop you from pursuing until you learn. Okay? So that's to wrap it up, guys. You're great. You're gorgeous. You're flawless. You should do what you want. You should go after everything. And yeah, join the journey, guys. Stream the music. The first thing was already out. The second one's coming. Gonna be posting about that. So if you don't follow me on TikTok and stuff, if you're not subscribed, girl, you're not going to be able to know what's going on. So don't say that you knew me after I make it because you didn't know me. Okay, bye.